Send it over to Hannah because she's also talking about some good stuff. Dozens of local wineries and craft breweries will pour you a glass at this weekend's Finger Lakes Riesling and Craft Beer Festival. I love it that we're a sponsor of this. That means you get to have some parting gifts this morning, right? Maybe I'm so selfishly begging. You're checking it out this morning live in Canandaigua. Hi there.
Hey, Jen, yeah, we are lucky. Fox Rochester and 13 Wham is a sponsor of this event once again. And this view is actually a perfect view of how it's all going to work out, Peter, right? Logistically, this is where it all begins.
Yes, what you're looking at right now is the entrance to the back of the lot for the center. That's where registration will be. This will be covered with tents come Friday night and Saturday morning. So there'll be everything from registration in a bounce house down in front of you to an ATM machine. These two big lots where you can see the food truck is and the red car, et cetera, those will be covered with two 80 to 100-foot tents that will house the 20 wineries that will be there. And then over behind us in the other tents is where the craft breweries will be in the cideries.
Yeah, craft breweries, which takes us into our next topic, craft beer. You guys, when people think of the Wine and Culinary Center, they think of wine, but this event kind of blends both lovers of beer and lovers of wine. So talk about what we have this morning.
Well, New York State now not only has over 400 wineries, but it has over 200 breweries now. So that's become a big thing, which is why they changed the name this year. And so what we've got here are some samples of some of the beers that will be here. So you can see the difference in the colors of them.
Right.
Everything from a dark, stout, and hoppy type beer all the way over to an ale and a pilsner. So all these different things, these are samples of some of the beers that will be here, but there'll be many more than this.
Now, for people who maybe aren't big beer drinkers, how do you explain the difference between maybe a really dark beer and a really light one? What's the difference in how it's made?
Well, the ingredients that they put in it, it's a matter of how much hops, how much, which will translate to the bitterness of it. So that's what these festivals are all about, is you could you could talk to the beer masters, the brew masters, talk to the people that work at the breweries, and sample several styles in the same booth or in the same tent and decide and pick and choose what you'd like to do. A lot of people know IPA, and if they've ever had an IPA, they say they either love it or they don't like it. Yeah. Particularly those that don't like it, there are so many different styles of IPAs now. This is a perfect way to try several different ones and find out that there may be some IPAs out there that you do like.
Yeah, the perfect way to find out which beer you actually might have a taste for. What's it like for you guys to be a part of an event like this once again? I mean, you're really kind of covering all the bases here.
Yeah, it was when they asked us to move, they were going to move the location last year. They asked us to come down here. We were very thrilled to do it, and I'm glad it worked out. There was a lot of learning curves to it, certainly hosting it last year, but we had a post meeting, we had pre-meetings, and we're all set to go this year. We're really looking forward to doing it again.
Okay, so if I like a light beer, which one is this one?
Generically, the lighter style beer, the lighter it will taste, but that's not always the case. Okay,
so don't judge a beer by the color. Like, don't judge it by the color.
There could be some darker ones that taste lighter style.
Okay.
That will usually be indicative of what it's going to be like, but it could taste chocolatey. If it's really dark, it could taste chocolatey and not necessarily but really bitter and hoppy.
Okay, I'll taste one. I'll have a sip, just a sip. Morning television.
We're after 8 o'clock, so it's perfectly legal to serve now.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? No, that's a light beer. It tastes really good. But what's the difference? Some of these are ciders as well?
This one on the end is a cider made by Hazlitt. These are all samples of some of the breweries and cideries that will be here this weekend. So this one particular cider is made by Hazlitt, which is made right down. Hazlitt is located now in the old Widmer winery down in Naples.
Okay.
So very local.
Yeah, and those are becoming more popular as well. Some people kind of like the mixture of maybe an alcoholic drink with something that tastes a little sweeter.
Yeah. 10 years ago, the only cider I'd ever heard of was Woodchuck cider came out, and it was on tap.
Right.
And now there are dozens of cideries, and they're just like breweries. They're hopping up all over the place.
Yeah, awesome. Another way that you could taste your way through the Finger Lakes Riesling and Craft Beer Festival this weekend. When we come back, we're going to get a bite to eat out of that food truck in the distance. One of the ways you can get a taste of the festival this weekend and this morning with us.
Awesome.
Yum. I wish I knew what it was. I can't tell what food truck it is.
We'll be surprised. We'll be surprised in just a little bit. Well, we don't want to keep you in suspense about what's coming up next. We talked